Okay. So I'm gonna try to keep all these videos to less than 15 minutes, so I'm gonna re-record a lot of material. Earlier I did just like the level 1 in terms of warding. Now I'm gonna do the level 1 in terms of jungle pathing. Okay, so we have kind of some separate scenarios. Whoops, I need to drag this out here. So we have kind of I'm gonna go to, there's probably like 4 or 5 different situations that need to be discussed. So what I would do is I would base this kind of stuff on, once I get to know the players, I would say this person is capable of understanding and remembering this much stuff. And if the way that I'm trying to explain or the strategies are beyond your capability to memorize, that's fine. I can change the way that I'm explaining it, or I can change the strategies to be simpler. Okay, so so here we have this. So I'm going to go with different scenarios here. So I'm going to explain all 5 different scenarios. Here we have scenario 1. So I'll just have this part be tab A. So what this is going to be winning jungle, winning mid, and winning top lane. So that's what I'm going to label this scenario. So if you have winning jungle, winning mid, winning top lane, you want to invade enemy red buff. So this is an option. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a reason why. So the reason why is always going to be in orange. The explanation will always be in orange. So the explanation is, if top and mid are winning early on, jungle is not afraid to 1v1. Okay, so here's the first scenario, and I'll put up here in the black, in the writing, it's in black. I'm going to put winning jungle, mid, top. So this is for levels 1 through 3. Okay, so this is for level 1 through 3. Level 1 to 3. Alright, so for first 3 levels of the game, this is what this video is about, is levels 1 through 3. Okay, so see here. So go B. So what we want is to start at blue, if enemy invades own red. Okay, we want to... So I'll do some more notations to make it more clear what it is that each of these things is indicating. Start at blue, and what I'm doing is I'm going at a pace and I'm explaining it in such a way where I can understand it. So the reality is you are not me. So if the way I'm explaining it, if you're not getting it, then I just have to change the way that I'm explaining it. And I can certainly do that. But what I'm doing for the purposes of this video is I'm showing you how I think about it in my brain, and I'm showing you the level that I am at in my own brain. Okay, so I'm not claiming to be a super genius. Okay, I'm not saying that I can get you from silver to diamond, or I'm not saying that I can do any of those things. What I'm saying is, this is me, this is how I think about the game, this is the level of understanding that I have over the game. And if you think that me teaching you some things or explaining some things to you, this is how I did well when I played, and I've played a lot of ranked 5v5 team games. Okay, I've played a lot of them, and I've played in like little. I used to play on this. There's like this guy who did this stream. There were like 40 people approximately that would go to the stream, and we would do like 5v5s, and we would do like ARAM and stuff like that, and he would stream the videos. And we would try to win, and then if you won, then he wouldn't give any prizes. He would just say, oh, this guy was MVP and this team won, and that's really great. And sometimes he would do, like, he would keep score, like, this team is 5-0 and this team is 4-0, so we're going to have a championship game, and these teams are going to play each other, and we're going to see who's better, and like just little things like that. And then I also played in like the ranked 5v5 queue. Okay, so I'm just demonstrating. I have a lot of experience in these team games, like ranked 5's queue, just having a team of players where it's the same 5 players for like months at a time, and we're just trying to improve, and we're learning each other, and I'm learning how this guy plays, and I'm adapting my strategy to play in such a way where I'm maximizing the strengths of my teammates, and I'm also minimizing the weaknesses of my teammates. So I'm adapting my play to fit the team instead of just playing for myself to do well myself. So I'm trying to play in such a way that maximizes the strengths of my allies and minimizes the weaknesses of my allies. So I'm trying to do both of those things. Okay, and that's the way that you get better as a team. Okay, so start at blue if enemy invades on red. Right. So just to explain this real quick, I'm going to use some visuals. So why is this good? So they're going to, and this is the path of the enemy, right? They're invading this way. Okay, so the path of the allies, I'm going to do it in blue. So our bottom lane is just going to, probably run away. Right, they're going to run away here, they're going to run away here, and they're going to run away like to here. So your team is just going to run away, and that's fine. That's what you should do. If you're not grouped as 5, you shouldn't ever fight a 1v1 at level 1. Or a 5, sorry, like a team, you should never fight at level 1 unless your team is grouped, or unless you have vision of the enemy team. Okay, so so what we can say here is, we know that their whole team, the enemy team, is going to be in black. We know that their whole team is kind of in this general area over here. Okay, and what we did at the start of the game is we placed a ward here, and this ward is probably still up. We have a ward here, and when we spotted the invade, the support actually put his ward here. So that's something that I didn't mention before, but this is something that you need to do. If you spot the invade, the support needs to put his ward here before leaving the lane. So this is kind of where we have vision. So as long as they stay in these areas, we can see them. If they run way over to here, they can walk into this brush and recall, and we have no vision of that. They can walk into that brush and recall, and we have no vision of that. And they can also walk into this brush and recall. We have no vision, but that's something like there's no way to prevent that. So we've already placed the maximum number of wards. There's basically no way to get vision in all those places unless you're just skipping one of these 2 wards, which I think is really dumb, or skipping this ward, which I think is also pretty dumb to do. So I think that this ward are completely necessary, and then this ward here is also completely necessary. So we have 1 remaining ward, and the best place to put that ward is right on the buff, so we can see if they're starting at our red buff. Right. So once your allies run away, what the jungler says is, I can't obviously take this buff. So the jungler says, I have 2 options. I have one option here, and I have one option here. So which one do I take? Okay, so if I have a winning jungle, mid, and top, I'm not afraid to start blue and go to red. Okay, so for scenario 1, we start blue and we go to red. Now, why do we want to do it this way? Okay, because my top lane is winning. So I have a winning top lane, and he is going to be able to control the lane, and he's going to prevent, because he's putting pressure on the tower, he's going to prevent their top laner. Their top laner now, he can't roam down. Right, so this is cut off. The top laner can't reinforce jungle because he will lose minions to tower. Or the lane is in a position where your top laner is here and their top laner is here, and he can win the 1v1, so he can easily reinforce, and you should win that 2v2. So mid is the same. So your mid laner has control of the lane, which means that your mid laner in blue can easily just walk like this, and that's basically the same as their mid laner like walking like this. Sorry. All right, so if he's here and this guy's here, this distance here to here, these two distances are like very close to the same. And the distance like here to here is very close because this top laner is losing, remember? So your top laner can walk through here, he can control this lane. Their top laner has to go back this way. Right, so you're looking at these distances, you're saying that these distances that you travel are very similar. So invading the jungle isn't high risk. If you have winning top, you have winning mid, then it's fine to just start at your blue and go to their red. Because even if the possibility is that they invaded your red, and then this guy went like straight across here, like that. Right, so first thing you see is that this distance is shorter than this distance, but this guy got a worse leash because they had mid, maybe support, bottom all damaging this. So they're still going to get to this spot at about the same time. So if you have a winning jungle, a winning mid lane, and a winning top lane, you know, then your jungler can kill their jungler if he goes to here. Right? You can kill him. If he tries to take his own red buff, he will die. Okay, so if their jungler walks through mid, you will see that he's walking through mid. So the other possibility, so get rid of some of these animations, is that he finishes his red and then he just takes this camp, you know, and then ganks bottom. That's a possible jungle path. That's something. So that's why this ward is extremely important, because you need to see which direction he's walking. And you need to be aware of the possibility that he can gank here. Like that. Right. So the point is what's the other possibility? Okay. He can go, and here's the thing. Here's why this is so good. Because what I'm doing is I'm showing you potentially what the enemy can do. And if I'm explaining something where it's like, we don't know how to stop that, that's really good. Like, how do we stop that? Well, we can just do it ourselves. Right? So next time we're on this side, we can just do this exact strategy that they beat us with. If it's that good, then we can just use it and do it ourselves. Right? So if this guy's going to walk all the way around here and get to red where he's not in vision of my team, by the time he gets here, this buff is pulled all the way over here. Right? You pull this buff all the way into this brush right here, and you just kill this, and he's going to get here, and you can say, oh, my red's gone, and he's going to walk into this brush. And it takes, you know, he has to get all the way to here before he can contest, whereas I, you know, or the jungler, I guess I walked around this way, but what's quicker is to walk around this way. Right, so this distance is like 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005. This distance is 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,000. So it's like at least twice as long. to get there. So if this guy just runs straight over, you can actually, if you have a champion that is quick jungling, you can take this buff before the enemy even gets there. So this is like winning jungle mid top. This is a good strategy.